Hi, and welcome to Street Beat. I'm your host, Mark Wagner. Please make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Today, our guest is Mark Banda. He was my section leader in high school. Welcome, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
So, how did you get involved in syncopated drumming?
Basically through high school, I really didn't know much about it. I was into music in junior high school and I wanted to be in the jazz band. And to get into the bands, you had to be a part of the marching band. So um, kind of got through it that way. I was playing drum set in junior high school. And, when I signed up for band, they told me to show up at the middle of June, and I didn't know really what was going on. I'd moved to Long Beach in ninth grade, so I really didn't know anything about the traditions or with Wilson and syncopated drumming at all, and just kind of fell into it. And it was really kind of the centerpiece of my high school experience, really.
Yeah, Hill Junior High School, Mr. Elmgreen.
Oh yeah, Stram Grants, right? I actually
Yeah.
did in I went to Pine in Los Alamitos and did a little bit of marching band there. I was on cymbals, so kind of lucky that that was kind of a bad experience holding those cymbals in in the parade. So I'm glad I went through with it and did it in high school.
Yeah, you were kind of got me enthused to do the drum section when I was in high school with you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I really, like I said, I really didn't know what to expect. And, the drummers were great guys. I, met a bunch of people in the section, plus, 2 weeks of marching band camp beforehand. So really went into, high school knowing a lot of people, which, uh, was really helpful. And then, the rallies started soon after, and, the excitement that people showed for the drummers at that, was like kind of eye-opening. It was, with the way we did the circle ups at the football games, and the pepsters dancing to our cadences, really got the crowd involved with it, which was, great coming into high school with that experience already kind of like in the midst of what's going on.
Yeah, I tried to get Dean Dill to join us today, just didn't work out.
That's too bad. Yeah, he was my captain 11th grade year. He's a good guy.
So do you still play at all?
I'm playing a little bit of drums. Mostly, I play bass guitar and learning a little bit of guitar. I got my drum set up here in the room, and I play with a little bit, but not as much as I'd like.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
So what kind of experience did you have playing for Wilson?
There was a lot of great experiences. Obviously we did the football games and rallies. Some of the other things that we did, we played Disneyland every January, and our
All
senior year with
Western, all Western band review.
yeah, all Western Band Review. That was our senior year. Some people don't get that opportunity because every year it would go to a different Long Beach high school to host that. And that was another one that we just kind of fell into. I had no clue. That was a great experience, marching downtown. A lot of
I
fun.
remember marching through a tunnel where you told us not to play. We had to be quiet and we let loose.
Probably. Yeah, I seem to remember a few people that weren't very good at listening, but that's all right.
Well, at least if they
We're
said the word,
drummers. We got to do it every once in a while.
at least if they said the word Mark, they covered two of us.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Disneyland that senior year, Main Street was tore up, so we got to play from Bear Country all the way to Tomorrowland. And they, instead of just doing, a half a cadence, the intro to our showpiece, they let us, play on. I remember we were playing through past Pirates of the Caribbean and all that, and we got to really play a lot that senior year. So that was a lot of fun. And then we also, if you recall, we did the Naples Boat Parade that Christmas, which was something that hadn't been
Yep.
done in a few years
Yeah, I
because
remember.
I think
I
they
bet.
somebody acted up a few years previous, and that was kind of like a no-go for a while. And luckily, they brought it back our senior year. We got to do it. It was it was pretty funny. I remember a dad, built a little thing to put some motors on these barges, and we just played on these barges through Naples. And one of the motors ended up falling off as we were coming back through the main channel back to uh, the harbor. It was pretty hilarious. So
So,
yeah,
do
we've had some fun times.
you keep in touch with any of the past drummers from our year?
Not too much. I mean, I've talked to Joe Mio in the past, and mostly on stuff on Facebook. I see Chuck Toussaint and stuff like that online, and posts his photographs and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Um, Let me see if there's anybody else. Trying to think. Yeah, they'll come to me.
So, anything else you want to talk about from Wilson?
Just that it was, the syncopated style of drumming was, great for getting the crowds in, into the football games or into the rallies, whatever we were doing. And one of the fun things we did for rallies was in the spring we would do the blackout rally. Remember that in the auditorium?
Yep.
So we'd play our cadences, and usually we'd perform with the Pepsters in front of us at the rallies. It would usually be the standard, but this because obviously the stage is pretty tight and with that many people. But also we had, was all the lights were turned off. We had black lights. We dressed all in black, and painted our sticks. We'd usually tape up our sticks white when we were playing, and we would spray paint them neon yellow or orange or something like that. So all you would see is the sticks, flying in front of us. You wouldn't see our bodies at all. So that was a lot of fun. Not only just because it was super loud in the auditorium, but the audience was going crazy and screaming. So that was always fun.
Yeah, the halftime show used to be blackout too.
Yeah, I remember I think, again, like right before we got there, I think they changed the lighting in the stadium. So it took like a half hour to warm those lights up. So they couldn't just turn them off and, do a blackout and then come back to football game. So that's how we kind of got around that and still, continue that tradition of doing the blackout rally. Um, but I enjoyed the football games when we got to, we would circle up next to the Pepsters on the track. And, during the cadence, we would, kind of call out different people, and they'd kind of do a battle, see who could play the loudest or the highest sticks and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. Um, and just playing in the stands, we had different cadences or whatever. You added with the our cadences our senior year, your cadence was the one that started off the cadence. I'm trying to think of the name of that.
It was
Do you recall the
called
name?
Bud. It was called
Bud?
Bud.
Yeah, so that was
I
pretty
was
cool.
I was drinking at the time.
That's funny. But yeah, it was just that was a lot of fun to do. The circle ups and stuff like that. Obviously the night before homecoming, we would all sneak out with our drums and the whole band would play at different administrator or teachers' houses and within Long Beach. I don't know how we got away with that, but
Hmm.
we seemed to get away with it for a few years anyways.
You got away with it because Mr. Sandberg got approval for it.
Yeah, probably. And, Mr. Evelyn, our principal, was, local as well. So that was a lot of fun.
You still in Long Beach?
I am not. I'm in Northern California now. So I don't get down there too often, but um, I did see there's a Wilson alumni uh, drum corps that played at the reunion this past summer. So it was cool to see them, and everybody loved it.
Yeah, they do the Naples parade every year like we used to.
Yeah, that's cool.
You got the little barge and everything.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That was a little crazy trying to keep the whole drum line together while we're on separate barges going under tunnels and floating on water
Yeah.
between expensive boats.
My favorite part was playing in front of the auditorium after football games.
Yeah, that was always fun. It was always amazing seeing how big that band was with 180 kids playing plus what about 50 brunettes in front, plus all the color garden, flag girls and everything. And the end of the band would be just stepping onto the field on the visitor side, and the brunettes would be halfway around the end zone on the other end. It was pretty amazing to see all that. Remember all that pregame show and everything like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was all memorable.
I mean, that was a nice thing. Those are memories that I had that, you kind of take for granted that this is just what happens, right? You just go and these things are kind of all uh scheduled and defined. And when my two sons played in percussion at their high school, much different. And the band, first football game, they were sitting in fold down chairs at the end of the end zone, nowhere near the crowd. There was no organization with the band trying to pump up you know spectators, or really none of that showmanship around a football game where you build community at all. It was just kind of they were just there, and um, you know kind of working on their own show rather than being like part of the whole experience. So um, I do feel fortunate that we had all that with Mr. Sandberg and the administrators at the school kind of keeping those traditions going and making room for all that to happen as part of the overall experience.
Well, I got in trouble in the stands a couple times.
Didn't we all? That was always fun. We always, what was that? There was that one "Eat My Shorts" cadence that we would play. That was a lot of fun.
And
A couple other.
the Red Rover, Red Rover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The what was it? The what was that? Time warp, time warp stuff and all that stuff. Yeah, the stands is fun.
Well, I started a drum corps after high school.
Yeah, so you went from what the Long Beach Junior Concert Band, and then when did you start your
Started in
corps?
1984. Its 40th year
Oh,
anniversary is this year. They're still in
nice.
existence.
Congrats. Oh, that's awesome. And that's still in Long Beach?
Yep. Long Beach Royal Syncopated Regiment.
Very cool. Yeah, it's nice that, that's something that, you know, people realize is unique to Long Beach area. And not too many areas have something like that.
The only other area I know for sure is Downey.
Downey, yeah.
Yeah, Downey High School was very good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my kids' experience is very different with the rudimentary style and, competitions, and that's its own thing too. I really like drum corps stuff that, they've done, but, very different in terms of just like I see the syncopated style is really drawing people in with, you know, people can follow what you're playing and dance to it essentially. Whereas the rudimentary style is more kind of accentuating the music they're playing, so it kind of lent itself to building that community within the high school, which was nice for us.
Yeah, my youngest son fell in my footsteps. He
Oh,
played
nice.
also. My oldest
Cool.
never got into it.
And where did he play at?
Woodlands High School in Texas.
Oh, okay.
They got to do the Macy's Day Parade on his, I think it was senior year.
Oh, nice.
So I
Very
got to
cool.
see him
Yes,
on
there's
TV.
some very good bands in Texas, that's for sure.
Yep. All right, Mark. Well, I appreciate you joining me today and
Thanks for having me on. It's
reliving these
nice to
memories.
see you.
You make
What was
me
that?
want you make me want to strap up reliving all these
Oh,
memories.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, we'll have you on again sometime.
Will do. Thanks, Mark.
Take care, Mark.
Bye-bye.